Karen called me a terrorist for training my dog. He's a retired bomb-sniffing K9. Have you ever been judged for doing something completely innocent, only to have it twisted into something sinister? In a quiet suburban park, under the golden glow of a late afternoon sun, I was about to face a storm I never saw coming. My dog, Ranger, a retired bomb-sniffing K9, was running through his usual training drill routine that kept his mind sharp and honored his years of service. But one woman, with a glare sharp enough to cut glass, was about to turn our peaceful day into a public spectacle. It started innocently enough. Ranger, a sleek German shepherd with soulful eyes and a graying muzzle, was practicing his scent detection. I'd hidden a small, harmless training canister, one used by professionals to mimic explosive scents in the grass. Ranger, ever the pro, was laser-focused, nose to the ground, tail wagging like a metronome. A few park-goers smiled. Some even clapped, charmed by his discipline. But not Karen. Oh no, Karen was different. She stormed over, her flip-flops slapping the pavement, her face a mask of righteous fury. "What are you doing with that dog?" she demanded, her voice loud enough to startle a nearby squirrel. I explained calmly. Ranger was a retired military K9, and I was keeping his skills sharp. It was harmless, legal, and frankly, none of her business. But Karen wasn't having it. "You're training a dog to attack people. I saw you hiding something. You're a terrorist." The word hit like a slap, echoing across the park. Heads turned. Whispers started. My stomach churned not from fear, but from the sheer absurdity of it all. I tried to reason with her. "Ma'am, he's a retired bomb sniffer. This is just exercise for him." I even showed her the training canister, clearly marked as a non-hazardous tool. But Karen doubled down. "Don't lie to me. I know what I saw. You're plotting something." Her phone was out now, filming me, Ranger, and the canister like she was auditioning for a true crime documentary. The crowd grew some curious, others hostile, feeding off her accusations. I could feel the weight of their stares, the judgment settling like a fog. But I wasn't about to let this spiral out of control. What Karen didn't know was that Ranger wasn't just any dog. He'd served 3 tours overseas, sniffed out IEDs, and saved countless lives. His handler, my late brother, had trained him with love and precision before passing away 2 years ago. Ranger was all I had left of him, and these drills were my way of honoring both their legacies. I wasn't about to let some stranger's paranoia tarnish that. So I stood my ground, heart pounding but voice steady. "Call the police if you're so sure," I said. "They'll tell you exactly what this is." Karen smirked, already dialing 911. "Oh, I will. You're not getting away with this." As we waited, the park became a stage. A jogger, a young guy named Mike, broke through the crowd. He'd been watching from a distance and, to my surprise, spoke up. "I know this guy," he said, pointing at me. "He's here every week with Ranger. That dog's a hero, not a threat." Mike wasn't just a random bystander, was a volunteer at the local Veterans Center and had seen Ranger and me at a K9 retirement ceremony. His words shifted the mood slightly, but Karen wasn't swayed. "You're probably in on it too," she snapped, her conspiracy theory growing wilder by the second. The police arrived, 2 officers with calm demeanors that cut through the tension. Karen launched into her story, waving her phone like it held irrefutable evidence. "He's training a dog to attack. He's hiding explosives. I have it all on video." The officers listened patiently, then turned to me. I explained Ranger's history, showed them the training canister, and even let them inspect my bag. One officer, a dog lover, knelt to scratch Ranger's ears. "This guy's a legend," he said, smiling. "We've seen retired K9s like him before. Nothing illegal here." Karen's face turned beet red. "You're just covering for him," she shrieked. But the officers weren't having it. They explained that training a dog, even with scent canisters, was perfectly legal, especially for a certified K9 like Ranger. They checked my permits, yes. I had the man confirmed everything was above board. Then came the twist. One officer recognized Karen. "Ma'am, this is the third time this month you've called us on someone in this park," he said, his tone firm but not unkind. "Last week it was a kid with a drone. Before that, a guy flying a kite. You need to stop assuming everyone's a criminal." The crowd gasped. Mike stifled a laugh. Karen's confidence crumbled, her phone now limp in her hand. The officer's words hung in the air, exposing her pattern of overzealous accusations. She stammered, trying to deflect. "I'm just trying to keep the community safe." But the crowd wasn't buying it anymore. A woman with a stroller muttered, "She's the one making it unsafe." Others nodded, their sympathy shifting to me and Ranger. I could have gloated, but that's not who I am. Instead, I saw a chance to turn this around. I asked the officers if I could demonstrate Ranger's skills. They agreed, and I set up a quick demo. I hid the canister again, and Ranger, ever the professional, found it in under a minute, sitting proudly to signal his find. The crowd applauded, and even the officers clapped. Karen, now silent, looked like she wanted to disappear. I walked over to her, not with anger, but with a point to make. Rangers saved lives. Maybe next time, ask questions before you judge. She mumbled an apology, barely audible, and shuffled away, her flip-flops quieter now. The crowd dispersed, some stopping to pet Ranger or thank me for the demo. Mike stayed behind, sharing stories about other veterans he'd met through the center. He even offered to help me train Ranger on weekends, a small but meaningful connection born from the chaos. As the sun dipped below the horizon, I leashed Ranger and headed home, his tail still wagging. The ordeal had shaken me, but it also reminded me of something powerful. Truth and kindness can outshine even the loudest accusations. Ranger wasn't just a dog, he was a symbol of resilience, loyalty, and service. And in that park, we'd face down a storm and come out stronger. What would you have done in my shoes? Would you have confronted Karen head-on, or let the truth speak for itself? Share your thoughts. I'd love to hear how you'd handle a moment like this.